So, Mike on episode 158. What's wrong with Orny Adams? Lots wrong. First of all, I'm pissed off, and I don't like to use that term, pissed, because my grandmother didn't like that for some reason. She did not like the word pissed, but I'm going to use it today. Sorry, Grandma. There is nothing worse for someone that is creative, an artist, in my case, a stand-up comedian, the feeling of being ripped off. Now, I've got to be careful how I word this. I don't think the other people were careful. There's a TV show called Wednesday, which is a spinoff of the Addams Family, and apparently a spinoff of my comedy. Now, I'm not saying they ripped me off, but I'm saying they ripped me off. I feel in my gut that they took one of my routines and put it in the show, and anybody who knows me, and apparently AI knows me enough, knows me better than they do. Anybody that knows me knows I've been doing this bit for years. I have merchandise with this bit. And, you know, I could see how somebody else could think of this bit or something similar to this bit. I get that, but this is my cadence, and word for word, exactly as I do it in my routine, in my hour that I've been doing for a while. And here's why it's concerning. I'm about to shoot my special. So, and I'm going to do this on my special. I'll probably still do it because it's mine. I have provenance. I have mental provenance. You can come up to me at any time and you say, Orny, that bit, how did you think of it? Where were you? I can tell you exactly where I was when I thought of a bit. Then I have a paper trail. Anybody that knows me knows I write everything down. Everybody knows I've digital paperwork. I have analog paperwork. I have notes. Everything. Date it. I wish I had my note cards right here. I have a stamp with the date. It says Orny Adams and the date. So I could take you back if I had time. If I had a team behind me, if there was a What's Wrong with Orny Adams team, we would go back and I would tell you the exact date. But this just happened. I'm jumping on the mic. I got notified a couple hours ago. First, a Patreon user sent me the video. Then other people sent me the video, and they said, "This is your bit." And usually, okay, here's what usually happens, just so you know. Usually somebody sends me like a bit and they go, oh, this comic's doing your bit. And then I look at it and I say, no, that's not my bit. That's, you know, I can see how somebody else could come up with that bit. You know, it's okay. This bit's got my DNA all over it. This smells like Orny Adams. This has my XY chromosomes in it. And it infuriates me. Now, I'm not saying that, okay, a couple of things. First of all, the writers on the show, okay, how do I word this? The actors don't know. Steve Buscemi is in the scene. He doesn't know. The girl who plays Wednesday, she doesn't know. In fact, the person that wrote the script might not know. It could be like a assistant could have slipped this line in. Who knows how it got? I'd like to know. I'd like the show to reach out to me. First of all, I should get a writing credit on this show Wednesday. I should be compensated. For sure. Now, what's the bit? If you go back, you can look at any hour I've been on stage for the last few years, and it is in here. So if I had a team, we'd lift video, and then I'd compare it to the video from the show. Now, here's the sick irony is, if I played the video from the show, it will get flagged and taken down off my YouTube and my other channels because they've copywritten. So now they've copywritten my bit. Isn't that rich, as Frank Sinatra would say? Isn't that rich, as Paul Anka would say? They now own my bit. They've stolen the title to my home. Now, I'm not saying they for sure stole it. I got to be careful how I say this. It feels like it to me. So I'm saying I'm approached often by people that say somebody's doing your bit. And yeah, I do feel like some of my stuff has ended up on other people's specials, streaming, for sure, TV shows. This has happened several times. Now, how does this happen for you folk listening that don't live in Hollywood? I do shows every single week in Hollywood. Tonight, I'm at the Comedy Magic Club. That's in Hermosa Beach. I do the Ice House in Pasadena. I do Flappers in Burbank. And every single week, you can see me at the Laugh Factory. You can see me at the Improv. You can see me at the Comedy Store. I'm at every club. I did a club downtown called the Upstairs last week. Writers go to these shows. Don't kid yourself. These writers go to the shows. A lot of them want to be stand-up comedians, but they're not. They go to these shows, and I'll say they might lift material. But writers are in the show. Makes me not want to do shows in Los Angeles anymore. In fact, there's a joke on my special. It's about croissant. Remember this, croissant. I'm going to be shooting the special in October. I'll give you details in a minute. I don't do this joke in LA because it will be ripped off. And I'm sick of my crap being ripped off. And I'm sorry, Grandma, but I'm pissed. I'm legit angry about this. I didn't need this curveball in my day. I'm working nonstop, putting my special together. I didn't need this. I'm glad somebody sent it to me. But these writers are in the show. How do you think I got Teen Wolf? Jeff Davis was in a show in Los Angeles. He's a writer. And instead of ripping me off, he hired me. So why don't you hire me Wednesday if you think my lines are so funny? Oh, I get it. No. Whoa. Hold on, Orny Adams. Maybe it's parallel thought. Somebody had the exact parallel thought as you. Somebody had this thought about going to a party. I say on stage, I don't want to go to your party. I have FOMO, fear. No. I don't want to go to your party. A lot of people have this FOMO, fear of missing out. I have phobia, fear of being included. Now, here's the part that is very interesting to me. They didn't say fear of being invited. They said included. I sell phobia t-shirts on my website. So I put it in AI. I go, let's ask AI. I put phobia in AI. And this is what it says. Phobia is a comedic twist on a more familiar acronym, FOMO, fear of missing out. I'm reading this, and I'm stunned at the next line. Phobia is a comedic twist on the more familiar acronym, FOMO, fear of missing out. Instead, Orny Adams humorously introduces phobia, the fear of being included, or the anxiety of being invited or drawn into social situations. It's a tongue-in-cheek expression for people who feel overwhelmed or apprehensive about social inclusions. Now, more evidence. This idea came up during an episode of Bertcast Podcast 557, number 557. This is Bert Kreischer's podcast. I talked about this a few years ago. It's a big podcast. Bert Kreischer's podcast, number 557. What's the title of the podcast, everybody? Drum roll, hold on. Episode 557 is titled, Orny Adams Has Phobia. Oh, I think there's a paper trail. I think we got some provenance. It's called Orny Adams Has Phobia, where Adams discussed how despite many people fearing they're not invited, he experiences the opposite, a fear of being included. You got to see this clip. It's cadence, it's word for word exactly what I say. Now, is that a coincidence? I'd like to know your opinion. I'd like the show to contact me, and then I say, talk to my lawyer. And what could have happened was an assistant pitched it in the, who knows? There's a lot of people involved in a show. So I'm not saying the person whose name is on the show. I'm certainly not saying the executive producers, but somebody, here's another thing that could have happened. Maybe they're at one of my shows and they hear it, it doesn't register, and then somehow it comes out and they think, oh, I thought of that. That's a possibility too. But for me to talk publicly about this, and this is what I love. So I used to have all these reps, and I used to work for MTV and Paramount and Viacom, and I'd have to worry about what I say. But now, like, I'm about to shoot my next special, October 18th, here in Los Angeles. Details are coming up. In this episode, I'll give you details. So I sit here sweating it out. I used to think, I better not post this because Paramount might fire me. Viacom might fire me. I'm going to get a call from my agents. I'm going to get a call from my managers. My reps are going to say, you shouldn't do that. You know what Orny Adams did? I posted right under that video on Facebook. And I asked a fan to scour the internet to find other places this video, because I'm sure it's on TikTok, I'm sure it's on Instagram. And I'd like to comment and leave this comment under other postings of it. Here's the video. I screenshotted it, and I posted, I put the AI answer saying that Orny Adams invented, humorously introduces, what's the, where's the, that's not what I'm thinking of. That's, okay, I'm going to read this. This is what I posted underneath the official account for this show Wednesday. Wonder why this sounds so familiar. It's only the same cadence and word for word out of my act. Feel free to go to my website and buy a Phoebe shirt. Have been selling them for years. So let me see what the first AI said. This was the first thing that I read when I was at the gym, and I said, I'm going to run this through the old AI and see what they say. Okay, should have read this first. This was the first thing. I just put Phoebe acronym in, and I get this. Orny Adams is a comedian known for his stand-up appearances and his creation of the term phobie. I'm known for it, which stands for fear of being included. Phobie is the opposite of FOMO, fear of missing out, and describes the feeling of not wanting to be included in social gatherings. This video features Orny Adams discussing phobie with Bert Kreischer. I knew I was smart when I went on that show and said that. AI continues. Ready for this? Adams described phobia as a dislike of attending social gatherings. This is true, like parties and weddings, and a preference for staying home. This is 100% accurate of what I say in my act. He mentioned not wanting to think about what to wear or say and not needing to see other people's happiness. Yeah, that's me. I say exactly that. Adams, the case is building against Wednesday. Adams has even created merchandise, including t-shirts, stickers, hats, featuring the phrase phobie, fear of being included. In essence, Orny Adams uses phobie to express his comedic perspective on social anxieties and a preference for solitude over social events. Absolutely right. And then a human weighed in, Eric, who edits this podcast and will be working with me on this special. He said, dude, now you got phobro, fear of being ripped off. There you go. Eric, stop. You know what? I'm going to play the long version. Hold on. Stop the music. What's wrong with Orny Adams episode 158? We're coming in a little late. We're coming in a little late with the theme here. Not just another rainy day. A rainy day where I feel ripped off. And you go, whoa, Hollywood rips off? Yes, Hollywood. Stop the music. I had an entire screenplay. I wrote a screenplay. Just so you know, it's 1,000 degrees out and I'm sweating. But good. I'm going to look like a sweaty pig in this episode. Just so you know, I wrote a screenplay. I'm not going to say what it was about because then you'll know the movie. I shared it with producers. I shared it with directors. And some of those people went off and made a movie that I would say is my movie. In fact, to the point where Norm Macdonald called me. Remember Norm Macdonald, the comedian? We used to be buddies. I used to write for him when he was on SNL. I toured with him for a while. He called me. I'd given him the script. He read the script. Again, provenance. I'm showing a trail. I'm protecting myself. And he said, hey, called me. He said, hey, congratulations. Your script got made into a movie. And I could have sued them. Absolutely. And I'm pretty sure I could have won. But they know that if little Orny Adams sues the big directors and producers, he'll never work in this town again. And that's what these shows do. They know what they can get away with. They know what they can get away with. Where's that music? They need this today. Just another episode 158. Oh. Thinking of our funny little friend. Harlan Williams and his cousin Kevin, who's in the Bare Naked Ladies, singing the theme. What's his name? Orny. I had more to say about this thing. It'll come up in the episode. Man, when I was at the gym, I was laser focused on this, and I had everything worked out in my head. And I wish sometimes I could say these thoughts for the first time on the mic. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for listening. This is the exciting news. First of all, I thought the bad news for the week was that I killed a plant. I had something called a desert palm, and I overwatered it. Excuse me, desert rose. Can you imagine that? They didn't do, hang on, this music. Let's stop this. They didn't do like, they could have done like foamy, like fear of me included. They could have done phobia, fear of being invited. It just seems lazy. They could have changed it like he could have said, hey, a lot of people have the FOMO. And then she could have said, she being Wednesday, could have said, fear of missing out? And he goes, yeah. And then she could have said something like, I got something different called fear of being invited or something. Like, it's beat for beat. Explain that to me, please. And I know it's trivial with everything going on in the world, but it is so annoying. I woke up today. I thought, oh, okay, I got a lot to do. I'm preparing for the special. Lots of phone calls and meetings all day, all week. I'm going to try and go to the gym. I'm about to go to the gym. And I get this email from a fan. What's wrong at OrnyAdams.com. I'm glad I have that on my website. What's wrong at OrnyAdams.com. And there it is. They stole this bit from me. Now I get these all the time, and it turns out they don't steal the bit. I just go, no. A lot of comics, like I did that bit about the guy missing on Mount Everest forever, and they found his foot with his sock in it, and his sock had his name on it. And I do jokes about that. Other comedians could do jokes about that and have similar lines of thought. But sometimes as a comedian, as an artist, when you've been ripped off. I got to be careful how I say it, although I haven't been careful how I say it. This whistle makes me happy. The whistle from Costa Rica. Now, I've gotten some emails from the What's Wrong with OrnyAdams.com hotline. What's wrong at OrnyAdams.com email. People are divided. One guy hates the whistle. Other people love the whistle. Universally, under the YouTube video of the episode I just posted, might have been 151. I think the next one being posted is a Tom Arnold one. And if you want these episodes earlier, you know what you do. You go to Patreon and you subscribe. I ate watermelon in an episode because I remember I did some videos and me eating watermelon got a lot of views. So I said, I'm just going to eat watermelon on a podcast. Maybe we'll get more views. People were disgusted. Please never eat on your podcast again. And I went back and watched it, and I have to agree with these people. That was an example of what's wrong with Orny Adams. I should not have eaten on my podcast. And I hope that comes up on AI. Love this AI that just knows more about me than me. AI is like another parent. My mom's like AI. My mom, who tracks me on my phone, knows everything about me. It's pretty remarkable. Knows more about me now than when I lived at home in high school. Got away with more then, before the internet. So I killed the desert rose. Oh, so sad. I overwatered it. It's just one time. It's just one time. It's all it takes. These plants are very fickle. Put a little too much water in it, and then I went to Vegas. I come back 2 days later. It's dead. It's not even like, it was the most thriving, healthy, strong plant. It's a metaphor for how quickly life can change. So I went yesterday to my favorite nursery where they have botanists on hand to talk to, and I got a new desert rose, bigger pot, new location in the house. And let it dry in between waterings. Got it. You don't have to tell me that again. These things ain't cheap. I bought a zebra plant, another prayer plant. A prayer plant is a really beautiful, mystical plant that at night sort of comes up like this and looks like prayer hands. And that, I had one, it died. I guess it didn't pray enough. If we could have prayers for my prayer plant, my new prayer plant, I would appreciate that. Let's see. I saved a hummingbird. I'm a hero. I don't know if you saw the video. I did an entire play-by-play of me saving. I went outside, and there's this little thing on the pavement in my backyard. I'm like, what is that? I look, I think that's a hummingbird. I mean, hummingbirds are small. They're like the chihuahuas of birds. Well, imagine a baby one. And the baby one had this big beak. And I didn't want to tell the baby hummingbird, hey, dude, beak's a little big. But I think the hummingbird's going to grow into the beak. I think they're born with a full-size adult beak. So I didn't know what to do. So, there's animals that can run and just eat my hummingbird. I love hummingbirds. Hummingbirds are my friends. Why is that thing blinking? That camera, is that going out on us? So the hummingbird, I captured it. And I put it in a pot and I gave it some water. And then I read on AI again, I shouldn't do that. I should just move it onto a low branch. It probably fell off of a branch. It's probably fledging. I think that's the word they use, where it's like learning to fly. And so I should have left it alone, but I didn't. And so then I was scared of it. They're like, you can touch it. I'm afraid to touch anything because I'm like, what if this has rabies? Otters attack people. They're pretty cute. So I sort of took it out of the pot. Now the bird's wet. I probably killed it. Probably got cold and died in the middle of the night and a rat ate it. I tried to get it under leaves. That's what it told me. Under leaves or the first layer, lowest branch. But I saved a hummingbird. I'm a hero. You're actually listening to the podcast of somebody who is a hero. I am shooting my next special October 18th, 2025 at the El Portal Theater in North Hollywood on Lancashire. Tickets are on sale now. I'll be getting the links out there. I am paying for this entire production myself. It will cost, probably shouldn't say, you could get a really nice car. So I'm hoping people buy tickets and support. There's a donation tab. I'm also considering, pretty sure I'm going to do this. You can be in the credits if you donate a certain amount of money. So your name can be there. You could be a co-executive producer if you give like $5,000. Then you're on IMDb. You're tied to me forever. And you can tell people. You're sitting there in Iowa in the cornfields. You can say, yeah, I'm a producer on the Orny Adams comedy special. So I'm paying for this to be done. And I love it because I'm not beholden to anybody. I'm not working for anybody. I'm just working for me. But I'm scared because I'm putting a lot of money out. So I will be doing like a Kickstarter. And you can have your name in the credit if you give a certain amount. And I'm thinking of doing something like if you give a lot, I'll call you. If you give like 1,000, I'll make a video for you. Anyway, I hope you support me, and I hope anybody listening. This is the show. If you want to fly out to Los Angeles, like Mike in Florida, you're supportive. Fly out for this one. I need some young new blood, people that haven't seen these bits before. So I'm obsessing. All I'm doing every single day is writing. I've got my notes all over the place. You know, I timestamp it. I'm writing. I'm obsessing. And I'm trying to get the order. Now, I have a problem, a very unique problem. It's going to sound like I'm bragging. I have an inventory problem. I have too many routines, too many jokes, including phobia. So I've got to choose from, I would guess I have about 2 to 3 hours of material. You know, I don't know. It's a lot. When I was in Vegas last weekend at Jimmy Kimmel's Comedy Club, I did 4 shows with probably 50% different material in each show. Like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't know how I'm going to organize and paint the right picture. And I want it to be great. Now, Eric, who's working on this with me, my sound guy, he's like, this might be the last one. I let him say that. This isn't the last one, although it might be the last one. It's exhausting. And this one's overripe. I should have put out this stuff 2-3 years ago, but I think because of COVID, I got off track. You know, I don't even have new headshots. I just want to be on stage doing jokes. I'm sick of everything else. I'm sick of the digital world. I'm sick of the digital demands. So writing. I've got my notes. You know, I go to Vegas. I get a lot done. I do shows Friday, Saturday morning. I go to Hash House a Go-Go and I sit at the bar by myself. And now the place is empty. 50%. You used to have to wait like 45 minutes to even get a seat at the bar. It's empty now. Vegas is like dead. So I did my shows. I wake up in the morning. I write at Hash House a Go-Go. My mind is firing. I've got like a lot of competing thoughts. I've got 10 great thoughts at once. What's it going to be? Which one's going to win? Which one's going to take my hand and write on a pad of paper? So I guess what I'll wrap up talking about the special. October 18th, El Portal, North Hollywood. But I can tell you, for the first time, I think I'm actually nervous about this one. Feels like there's a lot riding on it. I don't know why. Maybe in the past I was naive. Now I'm obsessed about every camera. Is it recording? I'm up all nights. I can't sleep. I'm cranky. The last thing I need when I'm cranky is to feel like somebody took from me. Now, here's the thing. If I wasn't shooting this special and I wasn't like meetings all day and trying to make decisions and hiring directors of photography and technical directors and set designers and, you know, do I get an LED screen behind me? What do things look like? Ordering outfits. Like I'm doing wardrobe. I'm setting up ticket links. Like I'm doing everything. Maybe I wouldn't be so upset about this phobia Wednesday. Yes, I would. Yes, I would. It's kicking down. I've had comedians higher than me take from me. That's kicking down. These people know. And I'm not paranoid. You know, Bobby Lee came up to me the other day and he said, I think you're the most prolific comic out there. Nobody's more prolific than you. So people know I create. I've got a lot of material for this hour. People know if I'm doing something, it's not like I'm desperate for laughs. I'm not desperate. I'm not like, geez, I got 45 minutes. I need to do an hour. I'll do something. I'll do that bit because that person over there is getting a laugh doing it. No. We know. My hands are clean. So what am I doing to relax? I don't know. But I need to do more of whatever. Watching 90 Day Fiancé, a show that hasn't stolen from me as of yet that I know. But I was watching this show. Like, here's what I'm saying. I'm detail obsessed. Every word, like in a joke, will I say going to or should I say gonna? I'm gonna go to the store or I'm going to the store. Like, it's no mistake that it's fear of being included, not invited. Included is a funnier word. I can say it with more confidence. I can hit it, included. So I know what I'm doing. I obsess over everything. When I design my Phobie shirts, I obsess over everything. The new Lower Your Expectations University shirts. Do you want to know how many versions of that? How many different fonts I tried? How many different sizes? How I bent the letters? I unbended the letters? Like, do you want to know every day I would wake up and work for an hour on that? And then this came as a shock to me. I'm watching 90 Day Fiancé the other way. These people, it's Americans going to other countries, which when I started watching this show, it didn't make sense to me. But now I get why some people would go the other way. I'm thinking of self-deporting to Costa Rica. I hear you get $1,000 if you self-deport. I might go over there with my $1,000, pay for my flight. I'll be like, I'm self-deporting, but gotta fly me first class. Like one of those seats where like you can lay down. I want to self-deport, but I need a bed first class, please. I need Delta One, nonstop, Costa Rica, please. And my $1,000. So, what was I talking about before I just self-deported myself and lost my train of thought? So I'm watching 90 Day Fiancé. So these people go the other way. It makes no sense to me. We got like these chicks going to Ireland to meet guys. Hey, we got Irish guys here if you want them. Go to Boston. Plenty of Irish guys. So this girl, she's very dark. She's emo-ish, Wednesday-ish. And she's got really sordid past. I think both of her parents are dead. Her father was in jail. Like, there's all sorts of issues. Anyway, she goes on a date with a guy who's a stand-up comedian, of course. Surprised he wasn't doing my Phobie joke. And they actually hit it off. She's a little bit older than him. And so they have a drink, and then they decide, wouldn't it be a fun, spontaneous thing if on the second date we just went and got a tattoo? I'm like, what? And so the guy's like, should we get like the same tattoo? So now two people that don't know each other are going to get a tattoo. And so what they did was they met for the second date. This blew me away. They weren't like prepared. They didn't like have discussions like, oh, what should we get a tattoo of? What design? Like they had probably a broad conversation, but the tattoo artist comes out, although maybe this is TV, so maybe it's edited. Maybe it's produced. Maybe they knew what they were getting on their body. Now that I think about it, why am I being so naive and dumb? Orny Adams. What's wrong with Orny Adams? He got fooled by a reality show. But on the show, they said, hey, this is what we want. You ready for this? This is the tattoo that they both are going to get on their body. In fact, now that I think about it, I don't think she knew by her reaction what the tattoo was. It was two ghosts. And one said before, and one said after. And the after one had fake breasts, because she has fake breasts. And he's obsessed with ghosts. So it combined the two things. And they both got it on their thigh or something. Now, here's the thing. The tattoo artist comes back, whether this is real or not. What is this? My card's going to run out. My SD card, that's fine. Everything's running out. That camera's blinking. I give up. I can't do everything on my own anymore. Tattoo artist comes out, holds up the thing, and they like this, and they look at it, and they go, here's the picture, and they're like, yeah, cool, let's do it. No notes, no like, maybe the breast should be a little bigger, maybe because the before's down here, under one, the after's on top of the one with the breast, like maybe they should both be underneath, so it reads better. Nothing. Meanwhile, I'm obsessing for a month every day over the t-shirt designs, over every period of my routine. But when it comes to tattoos on their body, that's fine. That's good. Good enough. So here's how the day started. Well, first of all, I come back from Vegas. Shows went great. Thank you, Jimmy Kimmel's Comedy Club. I'll be back. My tour schedule, ornyadams.com/tour. Tonight, I'm at the Comedy Magic Club in Hermosa Beach, running the hour for the last time in Los Angeles before I tape the special, October 18th, we're El Portal Theater. And then I go off I'm in Maine, Portland, Maine, at Empire Comedy. Then I'm at Desert Ridge Improv. I'm about to be booked, I think, should I say it? Mill Valley, California, first week in September. And just look at my calendar. There's dates. Oh, I'm off Slovene, if I'm saying that right, California, for the Rotary Club. Got to come to this show. Me and Fraser Smith. It's a huge. It seats like 750. So get some tickets. OrnyAdams.com/tour. So I come back from Vegas. Shows went great. And stopped on the way home. Really spontaneous. Went to a place called Calico. It's an old ghost town. I don't know. We're driving, and I felt like I had energy. And all of a sudden, I said, what's that? The sign says ghost town. So we get off the highway, and we really wanted to go to this breakfast place. His name escapes me. And so we go, the breakfast place is to the left, and we go right, and follow these signs for a ghost town. Get to this gate, $8 for each person. And we go into the ghost town, we walk around, took pictures, went into old mines, silver mines. It was pretty interesting. Everybody in the town was Italian, which was not the people working there. People working there were dressed up like, period piece. They got pictures on the wall. Guys are going into the silver mines in three-piece suits, like better dressed than we dress now. And they're going mining. We all dress like we just came from the gym. And a lot of people, doesn't look like they just came from the gym. So we were spontaneous, me and a buddy, me and my opening act. It was fun. It was interesting. Just there's a lot of things to see in America if you just drive and stop. And I'm like, that's what life used to be like. When I was younger, it was more spontaneous, took more risks. I liked being young. And I knew it. I was raised on life sucks and you die. And then you'd say to your parents, I wish I was never born. When I'm born myself. So, come back, and I'm excited. The weekend's over to relax. I walk in, Desert Rose plant's dead. I killed it. I'm a murderer. I'm an absolute murderer. I overwatered it. It's called Desert Rose. Come on, Orny. Desert. No water. I fertilized it. I overwatered it. Killed it really fast. So I went, yes, I got new ones because I like to, in life, replace the different. I make a mistake, I like to fix it immediately. Wake up this morning, good meetings yesterday, met with a great director of photography, going over the concept of the show, play-by-play, what we need, equipment-wise, rentals, all the costs, going over budgets, and feeling good. Woke up, gonna go to the gym, and I hear some ruffling outside of my fence. I think, what's that? And it keeps going on. Is that an animal? So I open the gate, and there's a lady picking up her dog crap. Her dog crapped. I have like a bed in front of my house that has like really nice stones. It's the salmon pack of stones. Anybody familiar with stones knows that's one of the more expensive packages. And she let her dog just shit on my stones. And then picked it up. And when she picked up the shit, she's taking some of the stones with it. And she's like, oh, hi, how you doing? Not like, sorry, my dog shitting your stones. And then I'm watching her, and it's trash day. She puts her shit in my trash. I see it in real time. My pet peeve. And I'm like, do I say something? And I thought, I don't. She knows where I live. I don't know where she lives. And she was with her mom. And I don't want to. I hate conflict. But I couldn't believe that she thought it was so right. So I thought, I used to have a sign that said, no dog shit. That didn't work. So what do you think about this? Okay? Nobody steal this idea. Okay? I don't want to see this on an episode of Wednesday. Although this would be perfect for Wednesday. Oh! They stole the wrong bit. Wednesday they should have stole this bit from me. They should have stolen this. I'm not saying that they stole. It could have been coincidence, right? Oh, it was parallel thinking. Beat for beat. Word for word. Parallel. Listen to what I want to do. Okay? I want to, in my trash can, to prevent people from putting their trash, and I'm talking about like dog shit in particular. I want to put in the trash can so when they open it up, there's a human head. Not a real head, but looks like a real head with like it's been cut off, decapitated, blood. And I want to have a camera out there so they lift the head and then they shriek, go, ah! And then I want to put a montage together of that and show them, oh, be careful where you put your shit. And you know what? I want it to smell. I want it to smell like a decomposing, rotten, decapitated head. Show them. That's how much I hate people putting their crap in my trash cans. Now, this is a trash can that hadn't been emptied, so a little more lenient, but if it's an empty trash can, oh, there will be hell to pay. I want to thank Eric S. for mastering the audio on this. He will be helping me on the special. Of course, I'm putting the team together now, and I really hope you come out and support me. But on one final thought, I will say this. I think we can all agree, and I don't want to see this on Wednesday either, or any show. I'm saying this right now to everybody. If you rip me off, I'm coming for you now. I'm not going to be complacent like I was in the past. If you stole my screenplay now, I would do something about it because it's different times. We're not as dependent on studios, on networks, on streaming service like we used to be. We're all about justice. And what's wrong with Orny Adams, what drives my comedy, my routine, is a sense of injustice. And I think a lot of people feel a sense of injustice in the world right now. And they feel it, and that's why they gravitate to this podcast. This is a home for people that feel like they have injustices in their life. But I think we can all agree on this, that if somebody takes a selfie and they're wearing sunglasses and you can see the camera, the phone reflecting in the sunglasses, that's a major turnoff. That is just sad. You just look, go, that's sad. Like I thought it was a selfie, but now it's confirmed. It's confirmed. They've got a camera. The phone is reflecting, and it just looks like sad and lonely and pathetic. Much like me doing a podcast alone.
What's his name,
in a
Kev?
vintage Shasta trailer. What's wrong with Orny Adams, episode 158? There you go. A shorter one. Hope you like that, Dad. Thank you to everybody that listens, rates this podcast, everybody who writes nice reviews and shares it, people that come to my shows. Come see my hour for the last time. In 2025, you'll be seeing a lot of new stuff. I'll be back at McCurdy's in January, and I'm working on my Chicago date. You know, life is just it's a circle. Oh. Bum. Hey, reps for that Wednesday show, what's wrong at OrnyAdams.com. You guys can send me emails there too. Somebody sent me an email bringing this down. This is so strange. Like the recipe for a martini. And I guess on an episode I had said sweet vermouth instead of dry vermouth. And so that person corrected me. If I did that, I apologize. I know what goes into a martini. That's for sure. I have a fear of missing out on martinis. See you next time. Thanks, everybody.